there was a spiritual teacher that held up a glass of water to her students. And she asked the question, "Is this glass heavy?" And most of them said, "Well, no, maybe a little." And the teacher smiled and she said, "The weight of the glass is not the issue. How long I hold it is the issue. If I hold it for a minute, it's fine, right? If I hold it for an hour, my arm starts to ache. And if I hold it for a day, my arm goes numb, right?" She paused and said, "The same is true of grief, guilt, fear, anger, worry. They aren't meant to be carried endlessly. We are allowed to put the cup down." Right now, many of us have been holding a very full cup, haven't we? Think about it. We've had loss in our own lives. We've had pain in our communities and heartbreak in our nation. Today is not about pretending that the cup is empty. It's about learning when and how to set it down. That's what I mean by the title that I chose today, Observe Without Absorbing. And those words came probably quite a few years ago from my minister, mentor, and coach, Martha Creek. Kathy, you've got to observe without absorbing. Because she caught me in a counseling session absorbing. I was absorbing everything that was coming to me. I was absorbing, this might have been like right after COVID. I don't even remember when she brought this to me. I didn't have a date on my journal. But that's what I see is happening right now in our world, is we're forgetting. We're forgetting to observe without absorbing. Because if you absorb it, who's in hell? You are. Right? In these tender times, and these are tender times, people, would you not agree? Yes. Our hearts are breaking. Our communities are breaking apart. Our families are breaking apart over things that appear to be real. But in truth, we know the deeper truth. We do know. And I'm saying this, if this is your first time here, you do know what's true and real. You were born in truth. You were born knowing. You might not have been conscious of that, but you were born with that knowing. So it's not something new. What you're here and what I'm here today is to help each one of us remember the truth of who we are. And I cannot say it enough, so I'll probably repeat it again and again. Just this morning I'll repeat it. That you were born in light. You literally all were born in light. And you are here. What am I here for is perfect segue into this talk. What am I here for? I'm here to shine my light, no matter what I'm observing. Because if I absorb it, my light dims. We went and listened to Pat Kelly play music. Many of you know Pat Kelly, right? And Pat fills in every now and then when Yvette takes Sundays off. And we went to listen to him playing jazz music on, I guess it was Friday night. And he was on a break. And he came up and he said, Kathy, I don't know how to handle this. I don't know how to handle this. I know what unity teaches. I know in my own spiritual groups that I'm a member of. I know it. But I can't get beyond this right now. And we talked about, Pat, our job is to stay in the light. No matter what. We aren't going to heal anything if we join the game board of darkness. The only way we're going to heal is more and more light workers realizing why they're here, and that is to shine your light to your fellow human beings. Shine your light bright. And I know it's hard sometimes. And if you don't feel like shining your light, then you go into prayer. You go into the pause and the pray that I talk about all the time. There's the 3 P's: pause, pray, and proceed. Don't proceed until you know that you can be a light bearer. And no, don't shame yourself if you can't. Trust me, I spent my own hour or so in darkness. We've had so many, what did we count, 5 or 6 in our congregation that have made their transition just in the last 4 months in our congregation. People who serve in this community, people who I would call light bearers, major light bearers. And how do we carry that on? I said it in the memorial service yesterday. How do we carry on what they did in our world? And the only way we can carry that on is by doing more of what they did in our world. I got big shoes to fill. Bob Voges, Ron Wills, the list goes on. Susan Roundtree, Dot Kemper, Patsy West. I think there's still one more. What? Yes, Nancy Schill. I mean, so trust me. I observe and I start to absorb. And I don't beat myself up anymore when I'm absorbing. I catch it. I catch it in my mind. Remember, I tell you a lot of times, is it Napoleon Hill or whoever it was, be a watcher of the portal of your mind. That is a major unity teaching. Be a watcher at the portal of your mind. You can observe, and I encourage you to observe. I don't want any of us, that's the Pollyanna-ish rap that unity can get at times, saying, you're just everything's all good, everything's in divine order, right? No, sometimes it's just not, right? And when it's not, I'm not going to stay there because I've got to move to the truth. When I'm feeling those feelings, it's not about shaming myself. It's about acknowledging them, knowing that this is not true. It is not real. It really isn't. The only thing that's real is love, people. The only thing that's real is love. And I know when I first heard that, I thought, get real. Honestly. That's the only thing that's real, is love. I got to move on. Oh my goodness. Let's put that next slide. This is good. I like this definition. To observe is to witness with awareness and compassion. So to observe what has happened in the news lately, to observe it with awareness and compassion. And I'm not just saying what's happened in the news lately. I'm saying what's happening, going on in our world. And it seems to be escalating, doesn't it? Okay? But remember, what is the job of news? What was that?
Keep our attention.
Yes, keep your attention. Distract you from the truth. And they're doing a really good job because they keep looping. That's what Michael would call it, loop-de-loop. I don't care what news you listen to, they all loop-de-loop, right? And what's happening into your subconscious? Be a watcher of the portal of your mind. Observe. But what does absorb say? It's to take on what was never ours to carry. So when what you hear or see is troubling or hurting you, that is a call to that song. What is mine to do? I can't go out there and change the world, but I can change me. At any moment, I can change me. Let's go to that next slide. I think I have another one there. Oh, yeah, I'm going to get this quote. We observe the pain, we observe our grief, we observe anger and confusion, yet we do not let it define our identity or steal our inner grounding. People, what did you just do in meditation? You grounded yourself. I hope. My hope is that when you meditate, you're grounding yourself. You know, Native American would say, I am grounding myself with Father Sky, and I'm taking it all the way down through my root chakra and going into Mother Earth. That's a grounding. That's why nature speaks to us so much. And you can easily ground yourself by touching a tree. You really can. I encourage people when they're upset, when they're just like beside themselves, I say go out and put your back up against a tree. Somehow, I don't know what that exchange goes on between me and a tree, but it can just diffuse me. Anyway, goodness. When violence happens, I wrote this down. When violence happens, when lives are lost suddenly, it shakes our sense of safety. Whether that's the news or whether that is our news of Susan Roundtree, who was 100% healthy and gone like that, right? Didn't it shake you up? I mean, it shook my ground, right? How perfect was that song? When the ground is shaking under me, hold the sky, hold the sky. I'm sorry. It's going to take a while to get through some of this grief. And I'm not afraid to show it to you. And I will never be afraid to show you my so-called warts, because we all have them. And it's okay to be sad. And it's okay to have empathy for families. I'm going to go to this one. And I'm going to go down here a minute because you do not need to fight every battle that happens or that appears in your path. You do not need to fight every battle that appears in your path. Not everything deserves your energy, your voice, or your peace. Some battles are won through quiet strength. Choosing silence instead of reacting. That's important. Because how many people, I tell you, how many people want to react when your ground is shaking under you? We all want to go to react, right? React. We don't want it to penetrate us. But that is not healthy, because that's what's going on in our world, isn't it? Everybody's reacting. So Some are won through patience, allowing time to reveal what emotions cannot. Allowing time to reveal what emotions cannot. And some are won by simply walking away, protecting your spirit from what does not serve you. Walk away. And you can do that in kindness. You can. Make it up if you have to. I'm sorry, I got to go to an appointment. Well, guess what that appointment can be? I learned this in real estate. I'm sorry, but I have another appointment. Guess what that appointment was? It was an appointment with me. That's healthy. You're not lying. You have another appointment with yourself. Get out of jail free. There you go. Right? Strength is not always loud. Sometimes it's the courage to let go and rise above. What is mine to do right now? Rise above. We're talking vibration here, people. Let's go to that next one. Oh, I don't know. Can you read that? Sometimes the print is so, but look at her, and she's just sitting there with a little bird. She's standing there with this little bird. Sometimes peace is the loudest joy. Yeah. Oh. I can choose peace instead of the loud, clanging cymbal that 1 Corinthians talks about. Love is patient, love is kind, love never boasts, love is not a clanging cymbal, right? That's not love. You don't have to say a word, do you? Love is a feeling. It's a feeling word. Let's go to that next one, please, Dave. This probably is where I want to drive home. Okay? Unity is about feeling. And that's not so comfortable for some people, right? They want to come in and just keep their heart covered and just hear a good message and go home, right? Don't penetrate my heart because it might break. I have said since day one, my job is to crack open hearts. Because when I can crack a heart open, and how come I say this? Because that's what Unity School did to me. I didn't want it cracked open, but it cracked it open, and it kept cracking it open, and it kept cracking it open until I healed. I healed so much stuff in my life, so much inner work were my Unity teachings, and it paid off for me. And I have learned that vibration is the way everything works. We are a vibratory universe, and the universe, call it God, higher power, whatever you want to call it, responds in like to your vibration. So people, when you are absorbing, what is happening to your vibration? Anybody know? Yeah. If I had a balloon, I'd go. That's what happens. Why does the full balloon rise and a balloon sinks? There's your visual, okay? But it's the way the universe works. Love isn't one frequency, Yvette. I love this. It is an octave. It is an octave. Compassion, forgiveness, appreciation, gratitude, patience. Each has a subtle and immeasurable difference in the electronic magnetic field of, and it's what we radiate. For those of you that know my car, what does my license plate say? Yeah, do you think I just thought that was a cute word? No. I picked that license plate 14 years ago, and yes, I pay extra every year for it. And every year I say, oh, should I really pay that extra? And I'm like, hell yes. Yes, because my car is radiating a message. Everybody that pulls in front of me, even when they pull up and blow their horn at me, I don't care, right? So what? Remember my favorite two words in the English language? So what? So, what is mine to do? Why am I here? You are here to vibrate higher. And you don't beat yourself up when you're not. Go to these people you know who will shore you up. That's why spiritual community is so important. I look and I see this pew right here of support. They sit together because they support each other. Not just here, but because they met through the Y or through here, they now have support and they have each other's phone numbers. So when they're down, they can call each other. I see it in the Course in Miracles group. They're all binding together. And joining, yes, that's what we do here. And that's why I encourage people, when you're in leadership here, try not to text. Pick up the phone. Pick up the phone, people. Call somebody. Let them hear your vibration in your voice. You can't pick up a vibration in a text or email. Oh, I gotta stop. Oh my gosh. We are not here, I wrote this down. We are not here to fix the world today. We are here to tend to our inner light so we do not add more fear, anxiety, worry. We don't want to add more division and pain. When we observe without absorbing, we become steady presence instead of unsteady times. Sometimes the most healing that we can offer is by repeating our affirmation. Dave, please. Let's say it together. I can choose peace instead. Oh, come on. That's wimpy. Did anybody hear anything I said today? I can choose peace instead of this. Claim it. Namaste. That the Christ presence, the peaceful Christ presence in me truly sees and honors that peaceful Christ presence in each and every single one of you. Namaste. Thank you. I love you too. That's a given.